All right, so we've got Ollie here today. Ollie did a training package with us July of last year, so close to a year ago. The reason why Ollie's owners contacted us was he was having some food aggression issues, and that's certainly something that you want to nip in the bud right away. And initially, they had some issues with the price of training, which is understandable. There is a lot of cost with this, but given that they are a client of the vet that I use, who I think very highly of, and given the issue that they were having with the dog, I didn't want them to go to a purely positive food trainer, and the dog, winding up putting his mouth on somebody else later down the road. That can be a negative mark on the dog, and then that jeopardizes his future. And so I worked with the clients on the price. I know the breeder that this dog comes from, and I wanted to help him out. And within the first couple days, we pretty much nipped that issue of his aggression. Anytime you would go to feed him, you would get near his bowl, he would let you know, hey, you need to back off. He would get pretty rowdy and kind of snap and want to snarl at you. But that's not the point of this video. The point is we're going to go through all the commands. He's done a great job. We haven't worked him in a little while, so be kind of interested to see how he does. So the first thing is the place command, and as you can see, the rules for place, there can be no barking, no whining. We just want the dog to ideally be in this position that he's in right now, just kind of nice, cool, calm, collective, relaxed. All four on the floor is what I call it. He's fine to be in a sit or standing up on all fours, but what I don't want is sort of erratic, spinning around behavior, again, barking, whining, things like that. This is sort of the dog's safe haven and their safe zone. So what I mean by that is we don't ever want to do nail trimming or brush the dog out, try to clean their eyes, ear cleaning, even giving meds on this. We want to try to avoid. We just want the dog to be to be their little safe zone. Now there still are rules for place. Again, if the dog's acting rowdy or they start pushing the edge, nose comes off the edge, or they try to get something, we're going to mark that with a no and correct it. But again, this kind of needs to be the dog's little shrine or safe zone. So this is place. As you can see, I do have the dog on a long line. I can drop that and back away. That's just for his safety in case he decides he wants to go somewhere. We do have Ollie collar conditioned, and we do have him on an e-collar. We'll talk about that more in a second. This is certainly not something you would just put on the dog on day one. We actually didn't even start using this with him until his last week of training. You want the dog to have a really good grasp of all the commands before you start using something like this, and it really just kind of speeds up and brings the training just closer together. But again, this is not something you go out and buy and it's going to be a magic fix to everything on the dog. So we've got Ollie here on place. There's a couple different ways you can get the dog off the bed. What I like to do is get the dog straight into heel. The leash is just wrapped around him just a little bit. That's not his fault. So you can do it one of two ways. You can spin the dog into heel like this. So Ollie, heel, and I'll slap my left thigh just kind of as a cue marker, an indicator to where I want the dog. And then so he pops into heel very nicely there. See, he's happy, he's smiling. You can tell the dog place from this position. So Ollie, place. He gets on there. Again, you can drop the leash and back away. He is on an e-collar, so if he does decide to go somewhere, we can't correct him for doing that. The other way you can do it too is, and again, while I'm on this point, just because I picked this up doesn't mean we're going anywhere. And a lot of trainers will, I'm not trying to speak bad about anybody, but a lot of trainers will condition the dog that if you get near this leash or you touch it or pick it up, then they can go somewhere. And that's certainly not what we want Ollie or any dog that goes to training to think. So the other way we can do it too, you can say heel and heel off this way. So Ollie, heel, and we can just kind of go like this. And then when I stop, the dog is going to 9 times out of 10 go into a nice auto sit and tend him at heel. The last way you can do it too, so Ollie, come on, place. Get him up there, got his leash kind of wrapped around. The other thing too is you can just tell him free. So Ollie, free. And then he's just kind of free to hang out in my bubble and do, as long as he's not, being crazy. And then so, again, we'll just walk him back over here. Ollie, place. And that's place. And again, you can see he settles pretty nicely there. Again, that's a fine position. Again, we don't want the dog jumping around like a kangaroo or a wild child on the bed. So that's good. You can see the dog likes this, we're gonna go ahead and get him off the bed, just go through just a couple commands here. So heel, heeling, this is, no, heel. So this is the hardest thing for the dog to master, no, heel, training. You can see he is, anytime he gets a little in front, I will give him a leash pop just to remind him there, heel. You can see I'm not really holding this leash with much tension. You want that nice J in the line. And then so when we go through a turn here, Ollie, heel, no, heel. And ideally you want to hold your leash like this. Heel. Good. Heel. So now we're going to do an outside, a right turn. No. Heel. Good. So that's heeling, and when I stop, the dog needs to understand that he needs to stop too. Now you can repeat, no, sit, sit. And you can have the dog hold that position, and then you can pop him right back into heel. So Ollie, heel, and again I'll slap my left thigh just like a cue marker to the dog. Good, sit. And it's important for the dog to understand spinning into the heel position too, because otherwise you're going to have variances in your heeling. It's also important for them to understand this when we do the potty command, and I'll show you that right now just in case he does have to go. I don't think so, but we'll just try. So Ollie, hurry, hurry, hurry. And we tell the dog hurry, hurry, so they'll go hurry up and go to the bathroom. We don't want to be standing out here for 20 minutes on end, and you want to imagine that you're sort of you're a tree, you're not going anywhere. And you can see I'm centered. Every time he pulls at the end of this leash, he's not getting anywhere. If I take steps forward and then he gets somewhere, then he's going to keep pulling. Why not? He got somewhere, so let me try again. Hurry, hurry. I think he might have to poop here, so here he goes. And again, we kind of want to ease up on that tension there as the dog's going. And by tension, I mean the tension on the leash. Good boy, Ollie. Good. All right. All right, so now that the dog is gone, you got a pee? No? Okay, Ollie, heel. Good. And then we get the dog. Now he's a little behind there, heel, but that's okay. Just remind him again, sit. And then so we're right back in attentive mode. So it's important for the dog to understand not only heeling, but coming into heeling, and then also, when to go to the bathroom, and then when we're going right back to work. All right, so heel, we're gonna do a right turn, and then I'll show you another command here. So Ollie, heel, boy, Ollie, sit, good, Ollie, down. That time he kind of knew it was coming, so I'm just gonna leave him there. We're gonna do it again. Ollie, heel. He kind of, right before I said it, he kind of started doing it. So Ollie, down, good, all right. And again, you can drop the leash and back away. We do have another dog over there in some traffic, so just for his safety, I'm just gonna hang on to this. But it's important for the dog to understand that all these commands that we teach are an implied stay. We don't ever use stay in the dog training world. That'll only confuse the dog. If you say, down stay, sit stay, that sort of thing, it's sort of two different commands to the dog, and it doesn't process with them so well. So to sort of reiterate the command and for the dog to hold the position, you just repeat the command again. So Ollie, down. And sometimes I'll kind of do this with my hand just to say I want you to hold this position, down, good. And you can spin the dog into heel from this too. So Ollie, heel. And then the dog will come, it'll spin right back in nicely. No, come here, that's okay. It's important for the dog to make mistakes, that's how they learn. Ollie, heel. And you just repeat it. You don't need to give them a big whopping correction for that. Good. You just repeat the command, and then the dog will adjust. Now the last thing I'll show you guys just real quick is the recall command. I'm going to show you just a little bit differently than we shaped it previously. So I've got him in a sit right here at heel. Ollie, sit. So I'm going to have him hold this position. I'm going to back a little bit away. Ollie, here. Good. And a lot of times the dog will spin back into heel, or they'll check in right here. Either one I'm fine with. And then this time we'll do it from, this time we'll do it from a down. So Ollie, down. Good. Down. And we'll back away. And this time we'll try a whistle just to see if he responds to this. Down. Good. See, he was kind of interested in what's going on over there, so I just repeat the command for him to focus on me. Ollie. Good. Good boy. See, that time he checks in real nice in front there. So I'm going to grab the leash just for his safety. We're going to spin him right back. back into heel. Sit. Good. Ollie, heel. Good. Now heel. Good. Good boy. All right. So now he's spun back into heel. He's done a really good job. And again, so heel. We're going to heel back to the place bed. Heel. Good boy. Again, nice. The dog needs to be in sync with the handler's left leg and left knee. Heel. So if I start going right, he's going to adjust. Now heel. 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 Now a lot of dogs are going to get excited right here. Sit. And in the beginning, we don't train a whole lot close to the bed just because this is a place where they always want to sort of gravitate to. But it is important as the dog advances in training that they understand they need to pay attention to you and wait for that cue. And part of dog training is denial and denying your dog some things. And so this is part of it. So we've got him nice in the heel here. We'll get even just a little bit closer. Heel. No, see? No, heel. And that's fine. You know, he's going to make mistakes. He pops right back into heel nicely. Ollie, place. And he'll go to it from a pretty good distance. So just to show you guys again. Boy, yeah. And Ollie's at the point in training where he doesn't really need a whole lot of food or treats for these things anymore. It is important to have some sort of lure, whether you are using food, treats, toys, but you want to get away from those, and you don't want to me and to a lot of folks, it's simply ridiculous to have this bag full of treats and the dog, to still have, in order for him to do all this, you need that food. To me, he's not at that point anymore. Praise is just as powerful as food, treats, but you can use toys as well. And while we're on the topic of positive reinforcement, even just going through something as simple as a door is positive reinforcement to the dog. If you notice, dogs a lot of times get excited. They like doing that stuff. So you have the dog at heel, and then we heel through the door. That's positive reinforcement in itself as well. But praise, petting the dog. You don't need to pet him to death, but that's good right there. That's just as powerful, especially at this point in training. So we've got him on the bed. Ollie, heel. Good boy. You can see in his body language there, he's kind of like, man, why do you keep making me do all this crap? But come here, heel. But the dog does like the bed, and you can definitely, I wouldn't, advocate trying to send him from super far, but as you can see, so Ollie, place. The dog, no, place. He's checking out the long line there. Good boy. So that's Ollie. That's just sort of the basic, commands. He's done a really good job. He's about over a year old now, probably 13, 14 months or so. And he's done a really good job. He's what I would call, and what a lot of other trainers would call, sort of a hyperactive dog. And that doesn't mean that anything's wrong with him. It just means that he likes to work. And he's the type of dog that if you give him an inch, he'll certainly take you a mile. But he likes structure, and that's where he shines. And I think he's done a really good job. So again, this is Ollie. That's just some of the basic obedience. And thanks for watching.